Hey everyone, I'm Liv and welcome to day one of my 7 days of Somatics challenge. Over the next week, we're going to be doing short, easy somatic yoga practices to help you regulate your nervous system, strengthen that mind-body connection, and cultivate a sense of safety and peace in the body. Somatic yoga is all about strengthening our interoception, which is our inner felt sense of our internal landscape. So thinking about sensations like hunger and thirst, but also joy and discomfort and pain and butterflies, these internal sensations. And so many of us have become disconnected from our bodies, whether that's from enduring trauma, experiencing chronic illness or long-standing sickness, or even just the day-to-day stresses of a modern lifestyle. We've become severed from our bodies, and so this 7-day challenge is all about coming home to ourselves. So excited to have you here, and we'll start off by finding a comfortable seat. So maybe that's crisscross, or maybe that's having more of a thunderbolt pose, so shins together, sitting our hips back on our heels. However you need to get there, just coming into it and then taking some deep breaths. So maybe bringing your hands down on your lower belly, maybe one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, maybe softening the gaze or closing the eyes. In through the nose, out through the nose. Lengthening those exhales. And trying to breathe into your hands. Then on your next exhale, we'll just flutter the eyes open, bringing the hands to the knees or the thighs. In today's practice, we're going to be doing something called pandiculation, which is all about lengthening the relaxed or the resting state of our muscle fibers. So stretching is all about lengthening the fibers, but we're really resetting where our muscles are. We're basically manually telling our brains how to relax. And we're going to do this with our shoulders. So let's start with our right shoulder. We'll inhale to shrug it up, tensing it up towards the ear. And on the exhale, we'll start to slowly lower it down. So the slower we find this softness, the more we're telling the brain to manually soften each muscle fiber. And so as you go down, it might take you a while. You might have to take an inhale and then an exhale. But you might notice some areas of kind of like stuckness or jumpiness. So inhaling to shrug up. Exhaling to begin releasing that down. And if you find those areas of kind of jumpiness or stuckness, just an invitation to shrug back up to that point and release that back down. What that's telling us is that there's a kind of a map in our brain of our muscle fibers, this contraction and this release, and it's lost. Invitation to continue the inhale to shrug, the exhale to lower. It's lost that awareness of that muscle fiber and how to release it or contract it. So we're just coming back into the mind, recreating those neural pathways in a sense, and teaching it how to relax and soften all the way. So really feeling that length in the side of the neck. We'll inhale and shrug. Let's do this about 2 more times. So shrugging it up, slowly releasing it back down. And just noticing what it feels like as it fully releases. Sometimes you'll feel some awareness and some like tightness on the other side of the shoulder. Maybe on the neck, on the left side. So just being aware, maybe your legs are starting to tense up as you do this. Can we make this motion solely on that right shoulder? Softening it back down. I've lost count because I was talking, so let's do one more together. Shrugging it up. Exhaling inch by inch, as slowly as you can, all the way down. And then once it's down and you've softened it all the way, let's just take a few rounds of breath, keeping our awareness on our shoulders, maybe closing the eyes. And just noticing the difference between your left shoulder and your right shoulder now that we've done that pandiculation on the right side. Notice if you feel any tension on the left side. Notice maybe where your shoulders feel in relation to your ears. Is there more spaciousness on the right? Maybe it feels the same. And then on your next exhale, we'll just flutter the eyes open. We'll shift over to the left shoulder. So inhaling to shrug it up to our ear. Exhaling to slowly release it down. And notice if this side feels a little bit different. I'm noticing that I'm actually struggling to soften this side a bit more. So maybe this side will feel easier, maybe it'll be harder. Maybe it'll take a slower descent to manually soften those muscles. So I'm feeling mine not wanting to go all the way down, so I'm just gonna hold it where it is, and then I'll inhale to shrug it up once more. So allowing this experience to be your own. We start to notice a lot more when we do the other side, and it becomes very different than the first side. And so we're not trying to make it the same, just letting it be. And maybe notice with each exhale how it starts to lower a little bit more. Each round of shrugging and releasing. Let's do 3 more on this side. Inhaling to tense it up, shoulder to the ear. And softening it down. Again, maybe you need to start another round of breath to continue this journey of softening. And bringing your awareness to the other parts of your body, the right shoulder, the right neck, maybe the legs, noticing if you're tensioning there. Just making this solely about the left shoulder blade. Let's do one more all together. Inhaling to shrug up. Exhaling, creating space. And once you've found that shoulder blade fully relaxing down, bringing awareness to your shoulders once more, both sides, maybe closing the eyes. Just noticing how the shoulders feel now. Noticing if there's maybe still tension there, or just what sensations are present now. And we'll just flutter the eyes open. And we'll close our practice now. So an invitation to use that pandiculation, that sense of contracting and slow releasing on any areas of the body, the quads, the glutes, the stomach, the shoulders, the feet, the hands, wherever you need, and just playing with that slow release, reminding the brain how to soften, how to relax. Thank you so much for joining me for day 1. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 2. Namaste.